Tom, and I'm playing second base today in the Virginia Symphony. And standing with me is Brandon Snyder.
Yep, and I'm playing first base for the Norfolk Tides.
And we're here at Harbor Park, and Brandon and I just met, and we have a few questions for Brandon about some of the things he does. I know you're a first baseman.
That's correct.
For the Tides now. Are you versatile? Can you play other positions, or you pretty much specialize?
Yeah, actually, I grew up in high school playing shortstop and was drafted as a catcher, and then actually had a surgery and moved to third base, and now I'm over to first, and I believe I can still go out there and play, all the other ones too, and I think it really kind of helps your repertoire to be able to go out there and play a bunch of different positions.
Great. You are a first baseman, and you're out there. Your job in the game is a little bit different from everybody else's job as a first baseman. How important is it that each person focus on their individual job? How important is teamwork in baseball? Oh,
extremely. You can't win a baseball game without 9 guys, and I actually have to take that back because there's also all the guys on the bench that also help the game, and without everybody doing their individual job and working towards that team goal, it really doesn't come together.
Right, and you mentioned the guys on the bench, and you've also got some people that aren't even in uniform. You've got staff and people that are taking care of your needs. Talk a little bit about what some of the other folks that aren't the athletes.
Oh, we have a great staff that basically keeps us on our toes. They go over the basics, and even at this level, the basics are the most important thing, and your basis for going out and having a successful game or having a successful career. And they really try to strive on making sure that they harp those little things, and that we perfect them so that they become an everyday occurrence.
So you have to practice daily.
Every day.
You mentioned fundamentals, so there are routines that you guys have to go through pretty much every day.
Oh, of course, every day we come out to the field, we got to do fundamentals, and we got to do, like I said, the little things, and going over simple stuff like just ground balls or bunting and stuff like that. We still do it, and we do it every single day.
Yeah. Do you get nervous sometimes before a ball game, or in a particular situation, or you kind of used to it now?
I feel like if you don't get nervous, I feel like you don't have a heartbeat. That's kind of what I always say, and I think nerves are a good thing. I think if you can control your nerves and kind of use them to your advantage, I think it makes me, at least myself, perform better. I feel like you use it to rise to the occasion, and kind of harness the feelings and try to put them towards what you're trying to accomplish.
Do you feel less nervous if you feel better prepared?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So I think we go over pitching reports and understanding what we have to do on that day, and just going over what kind of pitches he throws, or how we're going to play defensive alignments. That kind of stuff makes you sit back and relax and just play the game that you're supposed to.
You guys play half your games on the road. In fact, the reason that we can't have you live at this concert today is that you guys are on the road. How do you guys feel about all that travel? I mean, it seems like there'd be some upsides and some downsides.
It's great to be able to go, see the country and get to play in a lot of beautiful cities and against a lot of different teams. But at the same time, it's really hard, on the family and friends, getting a chance to be at home. Obviously there's nothing better than sleeping in your own bed. So after a while, it gets kind of monotonous, but at the same time, it's part of the job, and I always say I look better than a baseball uniform than I do in a suit, so it works.
You guys obviously have specialized equipment. You got your glove, especially as a first baseman. You got a different glove than the other guys. You probably have your own bat. How about taking care of that equipment? And how often do you guys get new stuff?
Honestly, we don't get new stuff that often, because once I have a glove that I really like, I try to keep as good a care of it as I can, so that I have that every day to use. It kind of becomes part of me, and it's funny. We take care of our gloves like it's a little baby. We're always trying to make sure it's clean, and putting conditioner on it and everything else, to making sure that we have our tools of our trade to go out there and perform every day.
Do you have? You said you've played some other positions. Do you have other gloves? And obviously your first baseman's glove is the one you're using most of the time these days. Do you have an infielder's glove? Yeah.
I do.
You still have a catcher's glove?
I don't have the catcher's glove anymore. I got rid of that one, and I still keep my third baseman glove. Last year I actually got a couple chances to go over there and have a couple spot starts over at third base, and again, it just comes down to being prepared. You know, having your glove ready and being able to go to that position and feel comfortable that you've done enough work over there that, you know, even though it's a new position, that, you know, you can go in there and do well.
And what about your bat? Do you have your own bat that no one else uses, or do you guys share that?
No, I do. I have my own bats, my own models, different weights, lengths that I use on different occasions. You know, it's very, very specialized, almost to a degree that it doesn't even make sense, you know, to a lot of other people. But it basically comes down to whatever you're comfortable with, and once you find that one bat that you like, you try to stay with it.
Do you like to use a lot of pine tar on your bat?
I do, because I have a problem with throwing the bat every once in a while when I let it go a little bit, and especially here in Harbor Park, it gets a little humid, so you get a little sweat, and you don't want to launch it into the stand. So you got to make sure that thing's real nice and tacky.
Right. When you were growing up, did you have a particular coach that was important to you? Maybe your dad or a high school coach, and also did you have any major league idols that you followed?
Well, my father played in the major leagues, and
great.
For me, you know, he was always my biggest coach, my biggest fan. Actually, I take that back. He's my biggest coach. My mother's my biggest fan. You know, he was a great influence on me. You know, understanding, you know, what it takes to get there, what it takes to stay, and you know, he's helped me throughout my career. And you know, I was fortunate enough to have a great high school coach. And I'm actually from Northern Virginia, so it's nice to be kind of close to home, so I can have all these people here to help me today.
Well, hopefully your next stop you'll be even a little closer to Northern Virginia.
I hear you.
You guys have a lot of different uniforms. Even for your home games, you've got multiple uniforms. You got the white shirt like you have on today. You've got black. You've got all sorts of different options. Who decides what you guys are going to wear? Who takes care of that stuff?
Our starting pitcher actually of the day gets to pick what hat and what jersey combo we get to wear, and you know, the clubhouse, we kind of have a little bit of a say in the, you know, kind of what we want to wear depending on how we've been playing in a certain color. You know, we're very superstitious, you know, for the most part, you know, they get a chance to have that on their day.
You mentioned being superstitious. Do you have any particular superstitions that you have, like, you know, maybe not stepping on the chalk, or some little ritual that you want to do on game day, anything like that?
I really try to. This year I actually have been trying to get away from them because I feel like they've kind of taken over a little bit. So you know, there's just a bunch of little things. You know, I always try to eat the same thing if I did well the night before, and when I come out to the field, I always grab 2 game balls. I don't take the throwing balls. I take 2 nice, perfect game balls out with me, and that's what I used to throw the ground balls at the infielders. You know, just little stuff like that.
And you guys have that protocol, like before every defensive half inning, you guys you throw grounders to the infielders, and the outfielders are playing catch. Just some protocol. For example, when somebody strikes out and there's nobody on base, the ball gets thrown around the infield a little bit. We have some protocols in the orchestra too, just the way that the concertmaster comes out and tunes the orchestra. Just certain things that we go through every time that don't necessarily relate to the game or to the performance, but are just protocols.
Yeah, just kind of keeping everybody loose and on the same tune.
Yeah. Practical jokes. Any you can talk about in front of the kids here today?
Oh goodness, there's
I'm sure there's plenty you can't talk about,
yeah.
But see if you can come up with, you know, they're still a part of the game, I think.
We do have this one where if you come in late, a lot of times you go to your locker and there's nothing in your locker. And that's kind of one of the mainstays, that if you come late, you just expect to have to search around the clubhouse for all your stuff. You know, there's everything from you know, trying to light people's shoelaces on fire, and, you know, just all kinds of crazy stuff that we do that, you know, try to keep everybody loose and together as a team.
Well, I know last year in the majors, the Yankees became famous for this pie in the face thing whenever they had a comeback win. So, yeah, I know a lot of teams have different things that go on. You guys, you travel together. You're together a lot, and your work schedule is different from, it's not a Monday 9 to 5 schedule any more than ours is. It's very different. Do you guys hang out together as friends and as families of the players? Do they know each other?
Of course.
Do you guys have cookouts and stuff?
Oh yeah, well, I said whenever we get a chance to kind of get together and do something off the field, you know, I think it's nice because it's kind of a different relationship. You know, here you don't have a choice on who, you know, your family out here. It doesn't matter if you don't like somebody or you like somebody, or, you know, you guys don't disagree or don't agree on one point. out here, everybody's together. And then when we get away from it, that's when we can have kind of family time when we, go to a restaurant together, go out to eat with the families.
Groups of ball players, and hang with each other.
Yeah, and we try to basically hang out with everybody. We're fortunate we're in teams before we haven't had that where it's separated, but here, everybody likes to hang out with each other, have a great time, and